Dear students, today we'll be studying a part of Architectural Design RAR 201, that is Building Design Module 3. Module 3 includes designing of multiple but simple activity spaces involving primarily horizontal circulation. So as you all know, for a major design problem, we have given you a residence design. So today I'll be presenting you a case study of a residence. So this is a case study of a house which is called the Wall House. It is located in Portugal. Now coming on to the overview of the project. The building is located in Cascais in Lisbon in Portugal. Architect Marco and architect Jose had designed this project. It is a single residence. It is a house of modern style, and as you can see, the built up area is less than half of the plot size. The plot size is approximately 25,000 square feet. Coming on to the location of the house, as you can see, Lisbon is located on the western coast of Portugal, and Portugal is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean on the west coast. Portugal is defined by the sea. Its history has been shaped by its proximity to the ocean and its position. It is a country of sublime climatic conditions, and actually the temperature here is moderated by the Atlantic Ocean. That is why Portugal is never too cold and never too hot. It's always just right with a nice ocean breeze. So here we have our site in Lisbon, and here is the Wall House, and coming on to the site plan we can see here and mark the boundary of our house. This is the bird's eye view of the house. Here we can also see the color palette is only white, grey and shades of blue. So the front elevation looks like a walled box. This is actually the entrance of the house, and this is the gate. Actually, this is a moving hedge which slides at the left, and the doors open to connect to the bridge and enter into the house. At a first glance, it is actually very difficult to understand what is inside and what is outside the house. The concept defines a very bold structure forming a 3D puzzle. It is, however, a modern and geometrical design that brings together the elements of nature, that is water, air and light. These are blended in architectural way by both innovation and delightfulness. The designer actually thought to create a 21st century castle look, and he made all the walls of wooden and concrete which were able to be moved with a touch of a button. Let's see how. If we see the ground floor plan, from the site entry, we enter from the hedge opening and we connect to a bridge, that is the entry ramp, and we come on to the number 4, which is the entrance inside the house. Here we enter through a big glass door and connect to a corridor which opens up into a huge living space. That is the living room over here. And the living room opens up into a courtyard which is connected to the swimming pool at number 11. Here we have a golf course, so the living area opens up into the golf course as well as to the swimming pool. Coming back to the corridor, at number 6 we have our indoor lounge and dining, connected through a small opening with the kitchen. So, briefly summarizing it again, from 2, that is the entry ramp or the drawbridge, we get into the house through a big glass door and get inside the building. The building straight away connects us to a corridor opening up into a living room, giving me a view of golf course, and on the left side giving a view of a courtyard connected to the swimming pool. And the other elements which we can see are, there is a guest room at number 13. There is a spiral staircase leading me to the basement level, and as we enter also there is a sunken court adjacent to the bridge which again connects me to the garage, and from there I can take the spiral staircase and connect to the ground floor. Now let's understand the ground floor plan with their respective images. Image 1 explains the elevation of the house, and it connects me to the drawbridge, and the drawbridge connects me to the house entry at the ground floor level. The small hedge forming the doorway slides left and we can enter into the house. Below the bridge we have a ramp connecting to the basement. So this is the bridge, and this is the part, the sunken part, which connects me to the basement, and the garage is located here, and then we can come up through the spiral staircase located over here to the ground level. Image 2, we can see the entry ramp. Then this is the ramp down to the garage that is forming, and here we have two sunken courts in the basement. Related image is this one. So this is actually forming the entry part of the house, explaining me how to approach through the ground as well as how to approach through the basement, coming on to the spiral staircase and then entering in the house. Now, as we enter through the drawbridge, I enter into the passage and I lead myself towards the living room. At the 7th, we can see the spiral staircase coming up from the garage, connecting me to the ground level. At 6, you can see the lounge and the dining. At number 5, I can see the kitchen area. And at number 8, I can see the living room, overviewing the golf area, and on the left hand side I have the swimming pool. If we zoom in the courtyard area, we see that whole building is anchored around this courtyard. This courtyard has an expansive use of glass on this side. Here we can see the glass wall, and this glass is an openable glass which connects me to the golf course, and this wall is a timber wall which again opens up and closes according to our requirement and connects me to the outer green area. Here again we have a small courtyard which you can see here, and this wall is the wall which can slide on this channel, and we can close the courtyard whenever we want to restrict the breeze from the Atlantic Ocean. Here in the courtyard we can also see one transparent hanging swimming pool. This is the best feature of the house. We'll be explaining this in the upcoming slides in the presentation. Within this open box layout design, this is the most striking feature, that the two exterior pools are located in the patio bisecting each other. The ground level pool is overlapped with one floating above the other, distinguished by a glass bottom. Actually, it is made up of transparent acrylic sheets, making you feel like you're swimming in the air. This is another night view of the courtyard, where we can see both the pools bisecting each other on various levels. These are some other interesting views of the pool area and the courtyard area. So, coming on to the first floor of the wall house, these are the staircase through which we can approach to the first floor. On this floor, we can see we have three bedrooms. All are connected to individual terraces overlooking the hanging swimming pool. And this swimming pool we can see is covering and behaving as a canopy to the pool below. Actually, the designer wanted to create a cover on the exterior on this courtyard but didn't want it to lose the light. So he thought to create some liquid element that could let the light inside the patio, and also he wanted to upgrade the quality of the light entering in the below courtyard. This is the 3D from which you can relate to the bedrooms, to the terraces, and to the transparent swimming pool. All the bedrooms have a series of balconies overlooking to the transparent pool. Here you can see all the balconies are provided with wooden rafters, which are semi-covered shading devices. It helps to inlet the light and air and also create a drama of shade and shadow. In this slide, I wanted to show you the balcony, or the terrace of the master bedroom that is located here, and it overlooks to the golf area. And again, the terrace of the balconies provide the main feature, that is the view to the hanging swimming pool. Coming on to the basement floor. As we entered into the house, we had discussed that there is a slope from the ground level that connects us to the garage and in turn connecting us to the spiral staircase. On the basement floor, we have one recreational room, two servant rooms, one games room, and two sunken courts that provide me light into these spaces. The ramp at the entrance leads us to the garage, to the spiral staircase, and connects in turn to the two servant rooms and the recreational room. The light and ventilation in the basement is provided through the sunken courts. Let's understand the basement floor with the images. Here we can see the garage and the spiral staircase, which is shown in image 1. Then we have a corridor, the basement corridor, which is forming the image 7, and 6 forming the sunken court. And here again we have a small pic of the staircase. This is showing the rear view of the wall house, also showing the extensive use of glass walls. This is again a night view of the rear side of the house. I would like to discuss all the extraordinary features with you all once again. Moving wall. In first image, I can see the timber wall which is closed, and then as we touch a button, the moving walls start to slide away, and then we get a view of the open area after the walls have moved apart. This was the swimming pool, the courtyard where we could see the transparent pool bisecting the ground floor pool. This is again showing us the exclusive counterweight system used to move the walls apart. The pergolas and the canopies. On the terraces on the first floor, the dynamic drama created by the canopies, the timber canopies, using a color palette of grey shades, it created a beautiful concept of semi-shaded balconies. The swimming pool on the first floor also formed a part of the canopy. This again the view from the master bedroom. Sunken courts. These are the sunken courts provided in the basement which help us to provide with natural light and ventilation inside the basement areas. So students, these were the extraordinary features of the wall house. Now coming on to another case study. Here we have a case example of India. There is a house which is called the Collage House and it is located in Mumbai. Coming on to the overview of the project, the location is, as we all know, it is in Navi Mumbai. Architect Shilpa Shah and architect Pinkesh Shah has designed this house. Typology, again, it is a single resident. The house got completed in 2015. The built-up area is almost twice the plot size. So, as we all can make out, that this house is a multi-story house since the built-up is 1.5 times the plot size. And this house, in contrast to the previous case study, is a house located inside the city. Location. Mumbai is located in the western state of Maharashtra. The weather here remains hot and humid during the summers that span from March to May. And looking into the weather conditions, the monsoon here arrives in early June that leads to a warm and humid weather during July and September. Mumbai rains are heaviest in July and August. So basically Mumbai is a area which remains hot, humid, warm, humid and heavy rainfall can be experienced here. And the winters here are mild around December. So according to the location, we have seen the weather and the climatic conditions of Navi Mumbai, and here we have the site of the Collage House. So this is the front elevation of the Collage House, sandwiched between two neighboring areas. Here the architect's challenge was to make a family home for 4 generations with a sense of space and privacy on a relatively smaller plot. It was sandwiched between two neighboring buildings with basically no views and no landscape areas available in the vicinity. Coming on to the concept of the house, what comes into your mind at the first look? I think the most dominant feature here is the doors and the windows used in the elevation. So the project looks at the idea of recycling. From the handcrafted doors and windows, all the elements used here are to create something completely new. And coming on to the planning, the designer turned the focus by creating a central courtyard. Since we have a neighborhood here, and we don't have any landscape views in the adjacent areas, the designer wanted to create a landscape area inside the building, derived from the diversity of life and habitats across the city of Mumbai. The facade of the home is a curious collage with a corner of windows recycled from old windows and doors of demolished houses. Coming on to the ground floor plan, if we see, the entrance to the house leads us to the first floor, and here the garage area on the lower part leads us to one bedroom, that is the servant room, and other service area with a staircase leading to the first floor. So at number 13, we can see there is a kind of well. Actually, this is the rainwater tank made on the ground floor. And when we take the stairs up here, we enter into a landscape court. So a landscape court is made above the rainwater tank. And on number 4, we have the parking. Number 5, we have a puja room. There is a small elevator at the 6th number. And then we can see some of the service areas. And at the 12th, we have a vegetable garden. So the courtyard is actually raised above the ground floor level with a large rainwater harvesting tank hidden below. So as you enter to the house, you come up to this level. This is the garage and this is the rainwater tank, and here you have the central courtyard. And you can see the pic of the central courtyard. And these are the pipes which are giving me a look of the bamboo inside the courtyard. Let's understand this in detail. So the ground floor plan, as we all saw, from the garage, we are seeing a small puja area, which is seen in this picture. Then we have a small elevator, which can be seen here. And then we have a small foyer leading up to the stairs and in turn leading me to the first floor. The first floor of the house. Coming up from the veranda to the central courtyard, we have a living area adjacent to the courtyard, a kitchen, a powder room, a dressing unit, then a bedroom, a study area, and an overlooking pool from the bedroom and the study area. The plan of the house evolved from the site and the fact that the house had neighbors on all three sides. An inward looking plan was developed. So for all these areas, a courtyard was such planned that all the areas get light and ventilation from this courtyard, and these areas can overlook into the courtyard. Let's understand this using the pictures. So in 15, when we enter into the courtyard, in this figure we can see a huge gate from which we can enter. Entering from this gate, 15A, we can see this gate and it's located here, and this is the inside of the courtyard. 16 gives me the look of the courtyard, and then we can lead to all the other areas of the house through the courtyard. Coming on to the living room. As we can see from the aerial view, this is the central courtyard and this is the living area, which can be seen in plan in number 18, and this is the picture of the living area, which shows me the inside of the doors and the windows which we saw on the elevation. So this is creating a very antique and a dramatic look for inside as well as for the outside. And here you can see the glass wall here from which the light is entering through the courtyard. At the other side, we have the master bedroom. Again, the light and the overlooking courtyard provides us with the ventilation. And here we have a cupboard And here we have a swimming pool. The master bedroom and the study area and the swimming pool can be defined in this figure. Here is the overlooking pool, the lap pool. This is a small study area. And this is the look of the bedroom as we look from this side towards this. The bed back has been made by using old recycled photo frames. Then coming on backwards, this is the staircase, and then again the living room, which we saw in the earlier slide. If we see in the section, this is the bedroom level, this was the ground level, and this is the first floor level. This is the study area seen here, and this is the pool area which can be seen here. So the section gives you much more clarity. The staircase, the master bedroom, the study area, and the swimming pool. Coming on to the second floor plan. As we approach to the second floor through this staircase, we enter into this corridor and we have another room here, here, and here. Initially, the designer had told us that they wanted to design a home for 4 generations. So there were 4 bedrooms provided, 1 master bedroom on the ground floor and 3 bedrooms on the second floor level. So according to the aerial view, we can see here the staircases approaching to the second floor, and these are the bedrooms, and this is the central courtyard. So you can relate the bedroom again with the picture, and these are the windows provided from the central courtyard for the light to enter. These are the front rooms. You can see here, this is the bedroom, this is another bedroom, and here we can see the elevation part of the house forming the old doors and windows. Coming on to the third floor plan, that is the terrace floor. We have a green area for terrace gardening, and there is another glass pavilion which is supported on a number of antique columns. So in number 26 and 27 we have this figure showing the green area, and this pavilion can be seen here. So this is the night view of the glass pavilion. So starting from the elevation of the house and ending up to the terrace level, we can see that this is a house that combines the latest contemporary design with a deep reverence for the Indian architectural heritage. After understanding all the floor plans, all the layout and the planning of the house, let's again discuss some of the extraordinary features of the house. As we saw in the elevation, we saw number of doors and windows which were used of recycled wood. The designer shares with us all the old doors and windows and the antique wooden columns which he had collected from the scrap market and reused it again in the facade of the house. Here are some of the pictures which are explaining me the construction techniques and the construction process, how they were used in the house for making the elevation. The courtyard. As we saw, the designer created a focus inwards and created a central courtyard to bind all the areas together and let them overlook the natural area. The living room overlooking the courtyard and entrance of natural light. Then these are the bedrooms for natural light and ventilation. And in the plan also, as you have already seen, the courtyard created here provides us with ventilation and light in every part of the house. Use of pipes and decorative blocks. The pipes seen in the courtyard, which are giving me a look of a bamboo structure, was also made as a feature which connected the terrace floor to the first floor. Actually, designer wanted to show the water and the water should be heard while sitting in the courtyard. So a feature was created. The pipes ended up in a spout and then the rainwater collected from the terrace level would come here and made a water feature. And this water then entered into the tank situated below on the ground floor. That was the water tank with a capacity of 50,000 liters of water. So this was another very nice feature from which the water could be saved and a look of natural element was created. In the interiors of the house, we could see many interesting features, out of which one wall was created from sari printing blocks. 600 pieces were collected from the scrap market and a feature wall was created using these blocks. Then one of the feature we could see small windows facing the courtyard to provide light and ventilation each part of the house. So students, to me this house is a blend of modern as well as old. It gives me a feel of recycling, upcycling, salvaging and reclaiming. The many doors and windows of the facade might look chaotic, but actually they are placed together to form a composition inside the concrete frame. The dumbstruck expression is still in my mind that was given to me as soon as the courtyard was visible from the first floor. This appeals a sense of ancient and the new being together. That is the fabulous electric house, the Collage House. Thank you, students. I would like to share that the presentation is inspired by a famous Netflix series, The Extraordinary Homes, and I believe that this presentation would help you to design your dream houses now in a better way. Thank you.